Greetings, Ani, Bojo, Kwekwe, Tansi, Scano, Aho. It's Catherine and Brian from Moonstarlodge in South Central Ontario with your weekly reading for October 6th through the 12th. And we're getting stormily close to the full moon of Weaves the Web. The cards are still the cards that I've used last week. As you know, Leonard unlocked all the Halloween cards, and I'm giddy for that. It's going to take me into Winter Solstice to use all my skeleton decks. Anyway, we're using a different deck as the significant deck of the week, and I'm interested to see how this carries with the theme from last week. All right, let's go, Brian. All right, we've got the Eight of Cups, and we had the Eight of Cups last week. This says we are accomplished in something that we love very much to do, but we need either to take a spiritual retreat kind of break or thank it for all it's done and walk away. What's interesting here, it's clarified. They're saying to come back to this for a second. All right, so this was indicated last week at the beginning of the reading, or close to the beginning of the reading, as memory serves. If you haven't already taken that break for the Eight of Cups, it's time to do it. This is a serious need to walk away from something that you've loved doing, loved being with, perhaps. This being Cups, it's also a relationship card. So I need to say that for those people who are listening and maybe need to take a break from a relationship. We've got the King of Rings. This is the King of Pentacles. So last week we had the 10. Now we're into the royalty, and this is legacy. This is making sure that the entire kingdom, we each have our own kingdom of family, friends, work, life, community. We are able to see that the archetype of the king here is saying that you can walk away from something and you're still creating a legacy. People will remember what you've done because you've brought good to family, home, work, community, etc. The next card here is the Nine of Wands. Somebody who's been battling at something and is pretty tired. It feels less like a spiritually infused commitment, but so much energy has been put into this. It's a persevere, time to persevere. And it's not excluding this, but it's most likely something else, not the relationship part. But if this represents for a person as an individual, a job, that they've loved, a career, that kind of thing, this might mean persevere in that instance. I'm not feeling that for the collective, though. This is fate. Fate is clarifying the Nine of Wands. Normally I would say persevere in anything else. It's alignment, decisive moments, and opportunistic events. So what you're persevering with is going to lead you. So this is karmic in nature. Remember, it's fated. So let's carry on and see what else they have to say. The Two of Wands. Well, this is a new journey that's being decided on, and we've picked a path, and pretty much we're making the change. And it's clarified by another one of these hydrocephalic dolls, or whatever. Poe. Time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. So there's a learning component, and it looks like technology is involved. That's very interesting. That's very direct, too, that technology would be involved. The middle card for the week is Justice. Balance. We are in Libra, but because this is the Major Arcana card, this is karmic justice. I still feel it's tied back to this and this. Your new direction, you as an individual, our new directions, create a state, not a statement, a state of justice. It's clarified here, and I had to get the science advisor to just douse that, just because this is beauty. This is the mermaid. So beauty can be a physical thing, of course. It can be emotional, it can be intellectual, and it can be spiritual. This is a higher calling. The justice that's created has a ripple effect. It's bursting through the individual, their relationships, their kids, their home, their family, their work, their community. This is a bigger picture deal, and it needs to be celebrated and not feared. Change makes people uncomfortable, but it's emancipating. This mermaid looks emancipated. The Three of Swords is here. Well, well, well. The modern concept of that is relationship lost, brokenhearted, that kind of thing. But that's not the original historical meaning. Its meaning is learning, love of learning, learning about adventures, learning lessons, yes, and some of those lessons may have heartache associated with them. But in the Marseille tradition, it's a very positive card. And it's about analysis. And it's like all threes, we're working with other people. Other people are involved. So there could be a little bit of skirmish stuff here, or a detaching of a relationship. But it's really about the learning something new that's leading us in a new direction. It's clarified by transform. Okay, so this is an emancipation. A little bit like the Judgment card that we had last week. No, it wasn't Judgment, it was Tower card. So this journey, this learning, this possible bit of angst in the midst of the learning is transformative. And now we have the Page of Cups. Artistic, loving, learning about love, learning about relationships, learning how to be in relationships and the cost of the loss of relationships. But we are to look in a loving way at this transformative time. We've got the same moth in two different cards. That's very interesting. The Page of Cups is asking us to look with fresh eyes. If we're older and we've had a lot of relationships fail and had a lot of death and a lot of endings, it would be very difficult to adopt I won't call it naivety, but the freshness of perspective. So the Page of Cups is planted here purposely. We're working on stuff, and now we go to divinity. So what we create is literally divine. This is spooky right here. Two different decks. Wow. The Eight of Pentacles is back again from last week. So we have mastery. We've become the mentor to others. We've accumulated a lot of knowledge and experience through this journey that starts as a fairly just at the choice level of the direction we're taking. But clearly it's manifest quite quickly. Now our card for last week said winter solstice. So is that the same here, Science Advisor? Same timeline? Whoa, that's a big yes. Okay. And the little tiny Coffin Lenormand card, that's the cutest little thing, is a bouquet. And that bouquet is gifts, joyfulness. The receiving of flowers is flowers from spirit as much as it is from another person. And I like that. I like that ending very much. So you can flip the camera, Brian. Last week's reading and this week's reading, although the order of the decks used, it's the same decks, just different orders. They reflect a really cohesive message. So we're coming up, we're in the time of ancestors. The veil is thinning even more than last week. Expect the unexpected. They just told me to say that. They didn't tell me, they asked me to say that. Expect the unexpected. Collectively, we are to expect the unexpected. I try not to get into world politics and try to keep this at the personal level because the world is in such a state right now. They're saying to pull one of these brain skull cards for all of us, separate from the reading. Okay. It's saying out argument. It's creating bad narrative in the head. So we need to stop overthinking things. We also need to be careful what we let into our heads from the external world. All right? So, Miigwech, thank you. Yahweh, come back again. We thank you for your support, as always, your likes, your subscriptions, your donations, the coffee. Coffee is a platform that you can automatically donate through, but people have actually sent coffee, and that's really, whatever. Anyway, from Brian and I and all the creatures and Leonard, aho, peace.